Hello everyone. In this lecture we are going to talk about what are the different factors affecting electron affinity, what is the trend of electron affinity in the periodic table, and we will also talk about what is the importance of electron affinity. What is electron affinity? In the previous video we have come to know electron affinity is the enthalpy change that is related to the process of reduction, or it is the enthalpy change that is related to the process of gain of electron. Now coming next to the factors affecting electron affinity, you must remember there are three factors on which electron affinity depends. Number one, electron affinity depends on atomic radius of an atom, it depends on nuclear charge of an atom, and number three depends on type of electronic configuration. Yes, these are the three factors on which electron affinity of an atom depends. Now what is the relationship as far as atomic radius is concerned? What is atomic radius? You must know that first. Atomic radius is the distance from the center of nucleus to the valence shell of an atom. Atomic radius depends on number of shells, it depends on atomic number. So whenever you have been given two or more elements, simply look at the atomic number. For example, fluorine atomic number 9, chlorine atomic number 17. So obviously fluorine is small in radius compared to chlorine. Now I have given you the example of fluorine and chlorine. What you can do, just assume if we bring an electron close to fluorine and an electron close to chlorine, what you can guess which nucleus is able to attract the incoming electron strongly? Obviously fluorine. Why? Because in case of fluorine, the nucleus, it is at a it would have lesser distance from the incoming electron compared to the nucleus of the chlorine. So what does this mean? It means whenever atomic radius of an atom is small, that atom would have more electron affinity. This is one relationship between one factor that you can remember, that how atomic radius it can control electron affinity. Whenever atomic radius is small, atom would have more electron affinity. Coming to the nuclear charge. What is nuclear charge? It is the charge on the nucleus, and nucleus can have charge due to the presence of protons. So you can remember nuclear charge is the number of protons in the nucleus of an atom. Greater the number of proton, greater will be the nuclear charge. And whenever an atom, the nucleus of an atom would have more protons, it would have strong force of attraction for the incoming electron. I can give you the example of elements of period number 3 in the periodic table. In the period number 3, elements are sodium, sodium starting from atomic number 11, magnesium, aluminum, silicon, phosphorus, sulfur, chlorine, argon. Atomic number 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Argon atomic number is 18. What you can see, atomic number is increasing. It means number of proton in the nucleus is increasing. It means force of attraction for the incoming electron will increase. So what does this mean? Which atom can have higher electron affinity? The one with more protons, the one having more nuclear charge. Next thing, in terms of electron affinity, we can divide electronic configuration into two types. One type of electronic configuration is known as stable electronic configuration. Other type of electronic configuration can be known as unstable. For example, if we take the example of phosphorus and sulfur, you know atomic number of phosphorus is 15 and atomic number of sulfur is 16. Now if we write down the electronic configuration, okay, we just write down the electronic configuration for the valence shell of these two elements. What you will come to know, the valence shell of phosphorus has 5 electron. How you can write down electronic configuration for the valence shell? 3s has 2 electrons, 3p has 3 electron, but in case of subshell p, there are 3 orbital. Each orbital, first it can have 1 electron, then pairing can occur. In case of sulfur, 3s would have 2 electron, but in case of 3p there are 4 electrons. First each orbital would have 1 electron, and after that pairing would occur. Now what you can see, if you compare 3p, 3s having same number of electron, forget about that, only look at 3p. In case of phosphorus, 3p subshell has 1 electron in each of its 3 orbitals, but in case of sulfur, one of 3p orbitals, it has 2 electrons. So there is inter electronic repulsion. So what happens, this type of subshell that is shown by sulfur, it is known as partially filled subshell P, and the type of subshell P shown by phosphorus, this is known as half filled subshell P. Half filled subshell P, it is more stable than partially filled. Why partially filled is unstable? Because there is one p orbital where there is interelectronic repulsion due to the electron pair. So whenever an element has unstable electronic configuration, it would have more ability to gain electron. It will be interested to gain electron easily. So right now you can remember that an element with unstable electronic configuration would have more electron affinity. So sulfur would have more electron affinity compared to phosphorus. Okay, so these are the three factors that can affect electron affinity. Based on these three factors, now it is very easy to study the trend of electron affinity across the period and down the group. In the periodic table, whenever we study the trend, there are two types of trend we study. One is from left to right, across the period, across the row, and the second is top to the bottom, down the group, down the vertical column. Okay, in this case, if we move from left to right across the period, I gave you the example of period number 3 elements right now. What I told you, in period number 3, we move from atomic number 11 to atomic number 18. Proton number, nuclear charge is increasing. When nuclear charge is increasing, so what you can guess, what is happening to the electron affinity? Yes, you are right, electron affinity will increase. Why electron affinity will increase? Because nuclear charge is increasing, atomic number is increasing. Likewise, if you want to guess the trend of electron affinity down the group, top to bottom, I gave you the example of group 7 elements. Group 7 has fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine. Atomic number of fluorine is 9, chlorine is 17, bromine 35, iodine 53. So what you can see, atomic number is increasing, so number of shells will increase, and hence the radius will increase, and you can have an obvious guess that what will happen to the electron affinity down the group 7 elements. Electron affinity will decrease, because we studied an atom with small radius can have higher electron affinity. The small radius is that of fluorine. So from fluorine to chlorine to bromine to iodine, electron affinity decreases because radius increases. So these are the two common trends you can remember for electron affinity in the periodic table. Next come why we study electron affinity. What is the importance of electron affinity? So it is very simple. As we study ionization energy to compare the reactivity or to compare the ability of elements to make bond formation. Likewise, electron affinity gives us an idea how we can compare the ability of different elements for bond formation. Whenever electron affinity of an element is high, what does that mean? That element is able to make bond easily. High electron affinity means that element can make bond easily. So what does this mean? If we compare the electron affinity of fluorine and oxygen, fluorine has high electron affinity, so it means fluorine can make bond easily compared to oxygen. I hope you would have enjoyed this lecture. Thank you for your time. Bye for now.